You got it? You let me know. You let us know.
But we're already. What happened to this bullshit before?
Yeah, that's what we doing. You got it.
Yeah, but you got the
Popping it
intro.
off.
The actual intro, or you want me to bring up a topic for before?
Yes, I want you to start it off and get in there. I want you in that ass. Let's go.
Well, the last time I got
not
in that ass,
pause.
Everybody talked. It was my ass.
It was
everybody,
terrible. Right. It
yeah,
was
but
awful.
everybody talked.
I'm gonna give you a shot of redemption. This is your redemption shot. All the kids. One cup, 2 cups on the table. One on my side, one on your side. I already landed. I already sunk it. You gotta.
Here's the problem, and I know it's gonna sound terrible. I actually thought about those beforehand.
Cool. We
so
off the cuff.
put in the effort.
No, that's trash.
And off the cuff is always worse.
Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Hey, everybody. Thank you for one awesome collage. We got a special for you today. We're going to give X a second shot at giving us some good content for this intro. X, go ahead. Lay it on us.
I don't shine when the spotlight's on me at all.
Clearly. I've never seen someone be negative clutch in my life.
Oh, I can't be negative. I didn't lose anything.
Oh, no, you lost clutch. Remember, you're at 0 beforehand. Now your failure to even show up to the event is negative.
Right. No, but I showed up.
No. You
crumbled on the redemption.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
You missed a redemption shot. Go ahead. I'm going to give you another shot.
Yeah,
Run it back.
Third time's a charm.
You can give me as many shots as you want to. I've had no time to think about it. I can't off the cuff. If you guys brought something up first, I could go off of that. But if you're saying, hey, you do the cold shit before we do the thing, then I can't really do that without having some forethought.
So you're telling me, chips down, bottom of the ninth.
Mm-hmm.
10 seconds on the clock. Mm-hmm. I can't rely on you to take the final shot.
Nope, not without forward preparation is what he's saying.
But I'm even throwing
I've been in the game, but I've been in the game for bottom of the ninth, so it's baseball. I've been in the game the entire time. Though.
Who said?
I said
bottom.
I've been but I've been a part of the game. Like I've been at the event long enough that it's not clutch. Now, if you said, "Hey, throw the first pitch,"
that's not clutch.
Yeah, but
clutch is only in the.
But then we're not in the clutch right now. We're in the beginning steps
of
the.
Yeah. How long have we been doing this now?
Yeah.
How many episodes in are we?
We're relying on. I said, hey, X, I need you. My voice, so raspy. I don't have any voice. And then Maui said, also.
I didn't say that at all. I didn't say that at
we
all.
said we relying on you.
That's the opposite.
We got you. You're the understudy, and it's your time to shine. It's your time down here, and you're letting us down again. I'm gonna give you one more shot. Let's go.
A fourth shot doesn't fix it. Nothing goes through my head that anybody wants to hear on any kind of daily basis. The only thing I've been thinking about all day is all the Ben Shapiro's wife got a dry pussy meme.
That's incredible. You tell us about that.
Only thing.
Tell us about that. Regale us.
Imagine having some heat and saying like, I don't have anything.
Oh yeah, tell us about that for all the people out there who aren't savvy on the internet. Tell us about that.
Synopsis.
The synopsis is Ben Shapiro reacted to the new WAP.
What's it called? What's it stand for?
Oh, wet ass pussy.
Ooh.
Oh no, I'm sorry. We're
wet and gushy.
No, we're Ben Shapiro. What ass P word?
What ass P word?
What ass P word? Mm-hmm. So there's just a whole bunch of memes of him arguing with his wife. Is she a doctor for real?
Yeah, she's actually a doctor.
Because I just keep saying all the time. Doctor wife.
He says it literally almost every chance he gets.
That if they need a mop and a bucket, they've got something wrong with them because his wife's never had a wet ass pussy in her entire life. And then it's just memes of Patrick eating sand.
This man has never heated up.
That's pretty much what most of my brain has been thinking about today is I could actually see Ben Shapiro spreading his wife's legs apart and then trying to see if there's any bit of moisture and then arguing with it about facts so he can tell other people that wet ass pussies don't.
Hypothetically, if the pussy is wet, is there a problem?
I think to Ben Shapiro they're probably fucking dying.
So you said that. So Ben Shapiro,
when your nose runs, you're sick. So I mean,
that is fair. I mean, he might have a point. He's not a doctor. His wife is a doctor.
Right. So if she said she's never had one, then technically, right? And she says it's bad to have one.
Yeah. She would be the authority on that.
She would be the authority
on
that.
So are you saying that Ben, people are taking Ben incorrectly? He may just be uninformed about the wetness of the P word?
I don't think they're taking him like wrong in any kind of wrong manner. I think that
obviously his wife is.
I don't think his wife's taking him.
Right.
I don't know if Ben Shapiro's. Have you heard how fast he talks?
Yeah.
People who fuck don't talk that fast.
I don't know. I talk pretty fast and I fuck all the time.
That is true. I do talk at a snail's pace.
No, nigga, you talk also just as fast.
Have you ever heard Ben Shapiro slow down though?
sometimes you got to keep a consistent rhythm if that's what they
yeah,
like.
he rolling.
I'm just saying. He seems very tightly wound.
Mm. That seems like a perfect segue.
I think he skinned his dick one time because he went in too fast, too hard, and was like, "Ooh, I didn't realize that it was so cactusy down here. It's clearly not meant for anything other than just
Procreation.
quick
Yeesh.
tip and spit." So,
What? What is that? What is that saying?
You know
just
what's the
did?
audacity too? Is that like, well,
do you ask me
I
what a tip
shouldn't-
and spit is?
Yeah. What? Like you're not.
You
are-
basically get yourself there, you stick the tip right in there, and you just shoot it in.
what?
What?
That's what I'm saying.
No,
I
no,
think
hold
that
on,
he
okay.
thinks
Hold on,
instead of like
bro.
a turkey
Okay.
baster.
So real quick. The fact that you said this so comfortably, like
Just-
tip and spit.
that was
means
off the cuff. I just made that up now.
Oh,
okay.
see,
That's what I was like, wow. What?
clutch.
I
was
told you-
confused.
I told you. If
I
you
thought the
gave me
lore. I was ready
opportunity-
for the lore, bro. I was like, hey, take
I'm
me
gonna
on
look.
a journey.
I'm gonna hold on. So here's another. Okay, so this is why when you get me going, I'm good.
All right. Well,
so-
hey, you know what?
Hold on, real quick.
Perfection.
One more thing.
Coming in clutch.
In high school,
Roadie intro.
Not X put an ad out on Craigslist as a joke on people seeking people or whatever it was, and he said it's the Clint Eastwood. He was looking for someone to Clint Eastwood with him, and a Clint Eastwood, he decided was where two dudes start back to back, and then they walk 10 paces, and then they just start jerking off while staring at each other in the eyes, and the first one to come loses.
Fastest hand in the West.
He got several replies,
I mean, it sounds funny.
and we were 16.
Yeah, it sounds
So-
fun. I get it,
It's
dude.
even better. Yeah.
If my homies were like, hey, a Mexican standoff, and
So then
you
you
guys
know-
all wanted to go like,
whoa,
you know,
whoa, you can't say Mexican
Oh,
standoff.
that's fair.
Yes, you
That's
can.
fair.
No, that's an actual thing. No,
No,
he's right.
no,
He's
no.
right. It's 2020.
Yeah, you can't do that.
A Latinx standoff. If you want to have a Latinx standoff, then I'd be down for it. It's what the
I
homies.
used to tell somebody
Homosexual.
to say Hispanish.
Oh, you can't say that. That's racist.
yeah.
Why?
Latinx is fine though. Apparently.
Yeah.
All right. So with that, he came. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna give you 4 out of 5 on the clutchometer.
What?
Yeah. So
That
it started
much?
out terrible. But the
Man.
end
I
was
got
so
fouled.
good.
I got fouled 3 times, and
Yeah.
I made the buzzer beat.
The
No,
end-
that's not how that works.
Well,
It's-
remember, we're
we
playing
had
D3
10
ball.
seconds
We're playing.
left,
We're
and
playing.
you said,
Right.
well,
Do you know how
buddy.
many fouls happen in the last 10 seconds of a basketball game?
Yeah, he's
So not
right.
only did I make
Oh,
every
he's right.
shot
He's right.
to lead up
He's
to
right.
it,
Lots
we
of
were-
fouls.
How
we-
in 10 seconds?
Yeah, lots of fouls could happen.
I got fouled 3 times.
Hack-a-Shack became
Hold
an
on.
entire rule because
I got
of it.
fouled 3
Not
times.
in-
We were down 10 points. So then, hold on, math. 9 points? So many points. And then I made all 6 free throws that I got, and then a 3-pointer because we were down by 8 points.
I can imagine you thinking those free throws like, and that's only with one eye, bitch. And you backpedal backwards.
Free throws are the easiest thing to make because it's a stationary. I know how much force to use because it's not, and nobody's trying to fuck with me. I don't have to go over anybody's hands. I don't have to do anything. I know from the free throw line about how much pressure. It will all. I can shoot very straight.
Hmm.
Like it will always go. Like if it went another foot, I'd sink it. Right, but it's usually too far or too under. It's not.
They always miss the
Oh.
first free throw, but you got the second.
Mhm.
So you're
I
not
usually-
clutch. So you're not clutch.
But I
No
was
clutch
this
at all.
time.
Right,
Yeah.
but
Because
that's
I've been
after
in the
you-
whole.
so you
I've
missed
already been in the
first-
whole.
you
No,
missed
I've been
both
in the whole
shots.
game.
No,
I
no,
missed
no.
free throws earlier.
Right, you missed both
So when
shots.
it counted, I made them.
No, you missed both shots. Then I got the rebound. Then you missed both shots. I got fouled, but somehow it was technical, so you got to take the shots. Missed them both. Then we're in the bonus. He tried to say he got the rebound.
Mhm.
Then you got fouled again somehow, off ball foul, and then you took those shots, and those sucked. And then the coach, the opposing coach, yelled at the refs because they were so mad that you got so many free throw opportunities that he got a tech, and you got to take those, and you finally made that. And with that,
All I heard is we won.
that is fair.
That's all that counts.
You're on with Maui,
No relation to the trademark whatsoever.
D-Mark,
I don't believe in none of this.
and X.
Which, by the way, Dick Wolf is the best name ever.
And this is When Awesome Collides.
We are back, everybody. This is When Awesome Collides. This is X. We got D-Mark. I don't know in reference to where I'm sitting, where he is at, but that's fine. And then we got Maui
You're
doing those sounds. We decided this week that we are going to go over the first season of, I almost said Umbrella Chronicles again. I'm not going to because it's a Resident Evil game. But Umbrella,
close. It's close.
it's close. It says Umbrella. What did you say in the group text? Parasol Institute.
Yeah, so the Parasol
love-
Institute.
We're going to go over season 1 of the Parasol Institute today. We're going to do season 2. We just want to give everybody ample time. We've been accused of not letting people watch things before we just go ahead and spoil the fuck out of them. So we're actually going to go over Umbrella Academy season 1 this week to kind of flow into season 2 and how we think the rest of them are going to go, because I think this is about where we see a huge deviation from the comics, from my understanding. I haven't read them all, but yeah. But since Maui was on this trend before we were, I'm gonna throw it to him. I'm gonna let him start. Maui,
What up?
Umbrella Academy,
Yeah.
Go.
Parasol Institute.
Parasol Institute, Institution of Technology.
Mm-hmm.
No. It'd be a Parasol A&M, agriculture machinery, because he bought the children like cattle.
Where does the machinery come in?
Yes.
So it's basically
How do you think he made the robot?
it's a 4-H fair.
How
of
did he make the
babies?
robot?
What robot?
What?
Oh shit,
Wow.
Yeah.
Did we watch the raw?
dude, she was too convincing.
Did you really watch?
Yeah, she was just so convincing.
Maybe I actually did watch the Parasol Institute, because there was a robot in what I watched.
I would call her
Android.
Android.
Yeah, that's fair.
Robot seems
Yeah, it
Diminished.
seems diminishing. Yeah, it's very
yeah,
diminishing.
yeah.
Okay, you
Ooh.
picked a great time to take a drink.
Yeah. Y'all niggas was going, bro. I was like, all right, I'm gonna let these niggas do their thing. But yeah, no, I'm actually pretty pumped about talking about this. You know, I know season 1 has been out for a minute. But with season 2 coming on, we want to do the whole thing. We want to give you guys a quick breakdown of season 1 and then do season 2 later and see how you guys like that and give some more people the opportunity to watch season 2, and also maybe tell people that weren't really interested in watching Umbrella Academy, maybe make some jokes and inspire you to go watch it yourself. But the overall premise of the story is that some supernatural thing happened, and this old nigga was like, yo, I don't know what this is, but for whatever reason, there's a bunch of babies that got born on the same day at the same time all at once.
The parents were not pregnant before.
They were
the
not.
parents. I'll say the parents, but the woman was not pregnant. The women.
Yeah, which
Beforehand.
is problematic. Like, I like the one that you see where the first child you see in the scene and the chick's in the pool, all of a sudden, like, big old belly comes out of nowhere. She's having, like, this kid. And the old boy, I guess the dad, technically, the dude that was dating the chick, was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, confused, because, you know, we all know how babies are made, and he was very, very clearly a virgin. You can just tell by looking at it, he smelled a virgin.
The Speedo smelled of virgin.
Joseph,
Yeah.
I promise, God gave me this baby.
That is fair. That is
Yeah.
how, I mean, that.
Damn.
Jesus was number 1. He was number 1.
No, he would be number 0, right? Because they say that like 0 is like the start of like a
Oh,
a
that's
thing,
fair.
right?
Yeah.
So yeah. That's why there was no number 0.
That's cute. That's cute.
Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah, Jesus. Agent Zero, Jesus Christ. Shout out.
I'd watch the hell out of
That
that
would
show.
be-
I just imagine Jesus in a suit.
Agent Zero's Christ Superstar, and you're like,
Right.
you know what? I can.
He still got to have the crown too. Like, you make sure let people know.
The
like,
thorny
the
crown?
JC.
That's his power. He just makes crown of thorns and he puts them on people.
Out of all of the things, that's the one. That's the power you going with. Out of all the things he
does.
did, right?
Turn on the wine, miracles.
coming
Nah.
back from
All
the
the fish
dead.
and the bread coming back from the dead, like none of them.
Well, in all fairness, you have a lot of those people already in the Umbrella Academy. So
Unbreadable
yeah,
Academy.
listen, bro, I'm trying to flow through. Y'all niggas gave me beer way too early. All right, I'm trying
Unbreadable
to-
Academy sounds like it'd be pretty good though.
It's a children's show. You know, it's little bread niggas running around like the backyardigans.
Sponsored by Smuckers.
I would have watched the hell
Bro, I'm
out of
telling you,
that.
bro, they were all like uncrustable looking niggas with like googly eyes.
They
and-
look like Sour Patch Kids, but made of PB&J
Right.
sandwiches.
Uncrustables. Look, we're not
Right.
cheap.
Right.
We're not expensive. Come over. We'll work with you. Uncrustables, like backyardigans, uncrustigans.
Yo,
Pat-
that
I'm
TM.
gonna go
it
through.
writes itself.
I'm gonna go through all of our old episodes and find every time DeMarcus said we're not expensive, and then make just a one sheet of all of the people we're hoping will sponsor us, and paste it all over the internet, just hoping somebody's like, you know what, we'll send you a box of sandwiches if you promote us.
Hey, if you follow us on Twitter, sorry to interrupt Maui. He looked mad as hell. But you know, if you're on Twitter, hey, tag Manscaped, tag Raid Shadow Legends. Look, we're looking for sponsors. We're just trying to make it. You know, support Black creators, bro. We in there. We got it.
We need some fucking money, bro.
We need
I'll be
money, bro.
honest.
We
And a
poor.
black man invented peanuts, right? So we're good.
Invented peanut.
You didn't prove me wrong though.
He did not.
Tell me who invented the peanut.
Don't look at me,
Maui.
nigga. What the fuck? Don't look at me, nigga. I don't know.
Maui.
What the
All
fuck?
I know is that anytime somebody's talked about peanut, it's allergies or George Washington Carver. So either he invented peanut allergies or the peanut.
Which one?
What did Mr. Peanut do then?
No, Mr. Peanut was his first creation. It's Frankenstein's peanut. Sorry, it's Washington's
Franken
peanut.
Peanut.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Franken-Nut for short.
Yeah, they. Ooh.
Yeah, shout out Franken-Nut.
Shout out to Franken Nut.
Nuttenstein.
Nuttenstein.
Yo, if you one of them squirters and you got that Franken-Nut, hit my DMs. Shout out to the Franken-Nut hoes that squirt. Hit my DMs. But anyways, Umbrella Academy. Old nigga decides to shop around for kids that were all born in one day, and then he actually got a hold of like 7, and he was like, "Yo, all right, cool, bet. We finna figure this out real quick." And then they'll go around fighting, crying and shit. It was crazy. Is that how you guys saw it?
No, not at
That an
not
old
at
man
all.
bought 7 babies
yeah,
and then
yeah.
they fought
He
crime.
was able to buy 7 babies. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the entirety of what you learned about. Like that was a synopsis.
How many? There was 43 babies, right? 42, 40,
43
43.
babies. He
Yeah.
got 7 of them.
The thing that I don't like, and this isn't necessarily going into like,
Oh,
Like,
also,
don't-
by the way, spoilers.
oh, obviously
Yeah,
spoilers.
shout out.
Spoilers.
This
If
has been
you-
out
if you've
over-
made it. If you've made it this far, it's been out for like a year. Spoilers.
But I wish that they had given more information on what happened to the other 43.
No.
No, they said it,
other
bro.
30.
Other, you're right.
Yeah.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they said they chilling.
They cooling.
Oh, but
They
that's
put.
not
They wrote.
like.
They put.
but they didn't
meanwhile,
show it. They
they
didn't
said,
show any of them.
Meanwhile, and it just said cooling.
They got a nigga in New
It's
York
the- it's
wearing
the pa-
Timbs.
it's the panel in the
cooking up some
comics. and it's-
plátanos with fucking and with no hands, just sitting there, just sitting like,
Mhm.
damn, this is crazy.
Cool. But I'm assuming that's actually one of the reasons why I picked up the comics, because I do feel, because I'm so used to watching anime and things of that nature, I feel very cheated when I don't get lore. Like I need lore. Like, and I'm the guy in Skyrim who I will spend an hour
Yep.
just reading
Yep.
the dumb, stupid books because I got to know why I'm doing the thing I'm
Absolutely.
doing. So yeah, I wanted to see when they were saying, oh, 1 through 7. I was like, cool, show me the other ones. Yeah, but that's later. No. Don't make me go on a wiki. I'll go on a wiki and I'll find them. But I resisted. But I do want to know, because I thought the 2 agents. Hold on, that's later. That's
Right.
later.
So real
That's
quick, something Maui glossed all the way.
How did I
over.
gloss over it? Literally, it's niggas born,
Are you just saying episode 1?
niggas bottom.
Are you just saying this is how it starts? Like this was the
Yeah,
the
just
purpose?
a very general beginning. And
Okay.
I was gonna let you get him in, like, I was just laying down the first bread. You feel me? I was gonna have you come through with the meat and the lettuce and the cheese.
You gonna have them come through with the meat?
Nobody
yeah, bro.
has
No,
ever.
well, hold on. No,
no
he can't
one.
come
Hold
through
on.
with the meat. My
Whoa,
bad.
Nobody
you
has-
trying to gobble?
No,
a glizzy?
hold on, bro. I ain't trying to gobble
Hey,
no
yo.
glizzies, bro.
Hold on. 1. Why? 2.
Wait, why not? Why does he?
It's just not my preference. It's not my preference.
It's
nothing wrong with
2020.
it.
You can't have a preference.
No, I can. I just
No,
have
you
to
can't.
express that and then be open.
The
to
only
other
way you can
people's
have a
preferences.
preference is if you gobbled glizzies before and you know that you don't like it.
Well, I know that it's not my thing.
Oh, okay, cool. I thought
Yeah.
it was going a different
okay.
way.
All right. No, I see what he just said.
Yeah.
He done.
He done gobbled a couple glizzies.
He gobbled
you
a
know.
glizzy or 2.
Yeah.
Realized that wasn't his preference. I
Yeah,
got
yeah.
No, that's fair. I get it. I wouldn't want. I don't. Yeah.
You wouldn't want what? I'm sorry, what?
I wouldn't want. I don't know how to word it.
Yeah. Go ahead and try.
I don't think I would want.
Try.
I don't
Yeah.
think I would want that much of another person. Depending, it doesn't matter what part of their body it is
Mm-hmm.
in my mouth.
That nigga don't eat no pussy. All right.
No,
Read
hold on,
next.
hold on,
No,
hold on.
you're talking about like the inside. Like it can be on.
I'm saying I don't want anybody shoving anything into my throat.
Ah, so
Oh,
you don't
that's
want
fair.
big pussies. All right.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah, that's fair. No big click gang out here. Yeah, fair.
That sucks.
Fair.
That's still a glizzy. It's just the kid size glizzy.
Oh,
Nah,
please,
bro, that ain't no glizzy,
please
bro.
don't say kid
And please
size
no
glizzy.
kid. Yeah, bro.
Edit this out.
Man, please.
Is it like
dolphin noise.
is it like how women's shoes are a size and a half bigger than men's?
Oh my god.
So a woman's. No.
What?
Nah, bro.
Anyway,
Maui, take over.
Okay. Anyway.
Nah, he got it.
Anyway.
This is
All I heard
quality.
is I got to come through with the
We
meat.
went like
and I've
2
never-
weeks without being canceled.
Mm-hmm.
We should have got canceled a few times, and if we haven't, it just means I want to see what the limit is. I want to see one person one time leave a comment that goes, "Hey guys,
That's the limit.
that was a little bit too far." I'll be like, "That's the line, that's the line, that's the line." And then if we don't get viewers, then I'll cross the line. But for now, I don't know where the line is. Anyway, nobody's ever asked me to come through with the meat before, so let me come through. But so the other part of the show that's the first part. Is it's the kids have like a superhero thing and all that, but then you really don't pick up much from that. They go into it a little bit throughout the series, but really you get to see them as adults, and none of them are even really other than number one, right? He's living in the house, Luther, because
Yep.
they
Shout out.
I mean, he was on the moon.
well,
Shout
he
out.
was in the moon, but he was the only one who stayed with the Umbrella Academy. Everybody else left to go do their own thing.
Sure.
Shout out to Gorilla Grip Luther.
Which I have some real issues with him as a character. First off,
What do you mean?
well, I'm gonna
we'll get into that.
give me
Gotcha,
1 second,
gotcha,
yeah,
gotcha,
because
gotcha.
we'll break down each one of them really quick, and try to go through and
Sure.
that. But basically, what happens is you just see all of them are separated, and nobody fucks with anybody anymore, due to things that happened in their childhood. And the eccentric billionaire was just that. He was kind of a dickwad.
How much did he pay for each kid? Did they say?
They didn't say. They just
Okay.
said they were compensated handsomely.
I wonder how much it costs to buy a kid off somebody.
I bet the Russian baby cost less than the other
Oh
ones.
yeah, I bet. Like during that time, if USSR, like it was like no, because it was when the USSR was like its strongest. It was like in 1960. So I cannot figure out the year of the. I cannot.
They do a-
1989.
Yeah, they do a pretty.
Is it because why was there a
mediocre job.
2010 Nissan Altima in that garage
It's-
during the torture scene? Huh? I'm not even joking. Go back to that scene. I will bring up a picture right now. There's like 2009
Bring up the picture right now, Jamie.
Nissan
what's
Altima.
what's the torture scene?
When they were torturing the guy, remember in the garage when they hooked up the vice
Yeah,
grips to his
because
nipples?
the show took place in 2019.
Yeah,
Okay.
but what about the?
So why
time frame
couldn't there be a
in the-
2010 Nissan Altima
Right,
if
so
it's
It was
2019?
1980.
So
1989 is when the babies were born.
Yeah.
In the comics, it was 1979. But
when did
all
the
of
USSR
adults-
fall?
Shit.
I'm gonna look
bro.
that up. Give me a second.
Okay, 80s, 90s, I would assume, right?
Is it?
The Cold War was going on in the. Oh shit! Nope, that's bad math. No, it's not. Yes, it is. No, yeah. Because
Oh, okay, 1991. Okay, so the USSR.
Damn, really? That's
Fell
when the
apart.
Cold War ended?
That's crazy.
That's crazy, bro.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't think that's when
I
the
was gonna
Cold War ended. I just think that's when the USSR.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
the Cold War is Cuba and shit.
Yeah.
And Kennedy
and
was
also
the
Russia,
president.
but yeah.
Shout out John F. Kennedy.
Ooh.
Somebody shouted him too
I
hard.
want to shout it right out.
Yeah, somebody shot out.
Ooh.
Anyway, he's been dead like a million years.
It's
Who
still too
cares?
soon. It's still too soon.
Yeah, bro.
It can't be too soon.
It's too soon.
Totally. It's like you can't talk about 9/11.
It's
Yes,
still
you
too
can.
soon. Nah, it's
Again,
too
I've
soon.
already said it before. South Park
No.
says it's 7 years. That's the rule. If Matt Stone and Trey Parker said 7 years, then 7 years is the answer. I will live and die by that rule. I will give you 7 years. But if it happened 7 years ago or more, I can make jokes about it. Period.
When did Full Metal Alchemist? Come
I
out?
thought you were about to ask when 9/11 happened. I was like,
No,
well, it's
I
in the
was-
date.
Yeah, I was in New York.
Me too.
No. You were upstate.
You were in
But can-
Canada. You were
yeah,
in Canada.
continue.
I was on
continue.
an army base.
Yeah, in Bagnall Land.
Mhm.
I was in New York on an army base.
In Bagnall Land.
I don't know what that is.
Bagnall Land. I don't know where that is.
Bag of milk land.
Brooklyn.
But yeah, so basically the Umbrella Academy has disbanded. They all fucking hate each other. And then the eccentric billionaire dies. And then they go back to the thing and you realize that there's a talking monkey, which is kind of fun. And then their mom is a robot.
Shout out Pogo.
I
Pogo.
don't enjoy that they gave him a stereotypical talking monkey name. I know that's not like a thing, but like when he said Pogo, I was like, "Ugh,
This wasn't Popo because I would have like, come on, man.
that's funny. But like, why belittle like a talking nice monkey man with a dumb?
Maybe it stands for
pet
polite
name.
gorilla, even though he was a chimp.
Damn, that is
Damn, but
Pogo.
wow, was that off the sea? You're telling me?
That's off the cuff. Yeah.
You're telling me you're not clutch when that right there was some excellent off the cuff.
Here's the whole
banter.
thing. I don't need to be clutch because my game's so good
He
in the
wasn't on
middle.
the
We're
spot.
not ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair. When nothing's
When
expected.
nothing-
of
yeah,
him.
nothing's expected.
He'll
I
put
come
up a
through.
30-point game and
Yeah.
against
Like,
the
well, that
second
was
That's
string.
the whole.
Like, yeah, I was against the Magic. Good job.
Yeah,
Well,
sure,
you know,
buddy.
yeah.
Where were
It's
you
the-
at when the Raptors came to town?
Yeah, oof.
We still beat him
On that
because
Tony
I'm
Snell.
I'm so good.
0.0 assists, 0 rebounds, 26 minutes.
That's
Somebody
one of the
has
best
that?
stat
Yeah,
lines
Tony
ever.
Snell. Yeah.
It was one of the best stat lines ever.
Tony
Imagine
Snail.
Tony Snell.
Imagine playing a half a game and not being able to put up a single.
Somebody
bucket.
should have
He just
known
ran
with
up
a
and down
last
the
name
court.
like Snell that you were never in a million years gonna do something.
No,
good.
no. Hold on. He's in the NBA and he's actually a pretty okay role player, but like that was just a bad game.
What are you talking about? Chris Paul has 2 first names and he's one of the greatest. Rajon Rondo sounds like a weird mustard, like a mustard combo. He's out. He was doing this thing.
He was on the Sacramento Kings.
Yeah, he was.
I know. I have an extensive amount of knowledge about the Sacramento Kings
We've
over the
gone
last
that.
5 years.
We've been over that.
I'm pretty good at that. So yeah. So to get back to Umbrella Academy, because we'll never get back if we go into. We could do a whole show on my knowledge of the Sacramento Kings in 2016.
And we'll, hey, check out the OnlyFans. We've got an episode coming of just Sacramento Kings Xavier trivia.
I'll be sitting there with just a hat on
It's gonna be excellent.
and explaining Sacramento Kings from 2016. But they had the 7 numbers. So you had number 1 through 7. I'm going to see if I can do this. I'm not convinced I'm going to get this right. Number 1 was Luther,
The Moon Man, yeah.
the Moon Man, Gorilla Grip King. Number 2's Diego.
Yep.
Uh,
Knifey boy.
Dora's cousin.
Yep.
Which, by the way, the new Dora movie is on Hulu, and I saw it when it was out in theaters. That shit slaps. I'm telling everybody now, if you have not seen Dora and the exploration for the Lost City or whatever, yeah, you fucked up. Fantastic. Anyway,
So fun fact about Diego, in the comic, which is why I gotta read it. In the comic, his ability is to breathe. Like he can hold his breath indefinitely. The knife throwing thing is just a talent. So in the show,
he can hold his breath.
indefinitely is his power in the comic. In the
Ooh.
show, he just throws. He can bend knives. Not his
No,
power.
he
in
can
the-
bend anything
He
throws.
throws, but he likes knives. In the comic, that's not his power. He's just really good at throwing knives.
Also, really quick, and I really don't know how we glossed over this because this should have been in the very beginning of the episode. This shit was written by Gerard Way.
Yeah, I thought everybody knew that. Gerard Way did this
Who's
shit.
that?
What?
Yes, you already
Come
know. I
on,
know
don't
you
do
know.
that.
No, I really don't know.
When I was Green Day.
Oh, do you want to be an American idiot? That nigga?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I can't tell if you're trolling or not. And I'm having
No,
a
I'm
really
being dead ass, bro.
It's My Chemical Romance,
Right,
bro.
that's what he said. You want to be an
No,
American? What are you talking about?
Maui's really confused and thinks, no, you're troll. No,
What do you?
Gerard Way's the lead singer of My Chemical Romance.
Well, I thought he said Green Day.
Well,
Yeah,
he
I
did
did.
after he sang Black Parade. He then said Green Day.
That's
Oh, yeah,
one
yeah.
of their best songs. Wake me up
September.
when
Yeah.
September ends. Yeah. Yeah, Green Day. Draw away. What are you talking about?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just a kid and life is a nightmare.
He's also the nigga that played the Joker, right?
Yeah. Yep.
All right, cool. Let's keep moving.
Yeah. Okay. The dude who played the Joker. See,
Yeah.
see, I did much better than on my live stream. We're just gonna have to get this silent now.
Exquisite.
Sorry.
That's some good lore.
That was
If
that
anybody
is-
can figure out what we're talking
if
about,
anybody,
don't say anything.
you know what? If anybody
Drop
actually
in the
knows what
DMs.
I mean by saying I did better than I did on my live stream,
If you
go ahead and DM us and I'll send you like $5. I'll
yeah,
cash
I
out you
will cash
$5
up you. I will double it. I will cash up you $5 as well if you can figure out what we're referring to.
and not X.
Yeah, right.
You don't count. You were
Yeah, you
you,
can't.
you
Yeah.
can't do it. But yeah, so number 1 is Luther.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 is Diego.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3 is I don't know who number 3 is.
What? Allison.
Yeah.
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
I
yeah,
heard
yeah.
a rumor.
Yeah.
I heard a rumor.
Which is really I like her. I like the premise behind her power being able to say, I heard a rumor that your head exploded and then their head explodes. I just don't like how she has to I don't like the
The
implementation.
qualifier.
Yeah, like it's dumb. Like she can't just be like, hey, your head exploded. She has to say, I heard a rumor, or else it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Like it's just weird. And then so number 3 was Allison. I'm bad. I know the
Number
first two.
4
That doesn't help.
is
I don't know.
Klaus.
Oh.
Yeah, the seance.
Yeah.
I looked at their names.
Number 5 is number 5. I know
Mhm.
that.
Number 5.
He has no
Which
name.
I'm confused why we don't no one talks about his name.
Oh,
I know I know
So,
the answer.
so
No,
I
no,
thought about
oh.
that. They didn't get names until they were
They self-assigned
adults.
names, right? Yeah.
No, right. But
The
no,
mom
no, no.
gave
the
them
mom
names
gave them
later
names
in
when they
life.
were
Oh,
adults.
okay.
So I
Not
literally-
adult. It was like late
Oh,
teens.
Yeah,
so
so
he
I
never
was talking
got
about
one.
right. No,
Ah.
yeah. So I was talking about that. Yeah, I was talking about that. With my girl while we were talking. I was like, wait a minute. If number 5 was like 14 when disappeared, you're
Yeah.
telling me they were called by numbers until they
Mhm.
were at minimum 14 years old?
Yeah.
What a fucking terrible parent this dude is.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, you know.
Well, until they're worried about you going out and impregnating other people, and then the birth certificate being like, the father or mother is number 1, number 3. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know. But anyway, number 5. Number 6 was Ben number 6?
Yeah, Ben was number 6. The horror. Yeah,
Yeah. The whore?
the horror. Sorry.
The big spidery.
His
No,
ability.
he was the
So
whore.
his ability, the horror. His ability
The horror,
in the
yeah.
comics was described as his under his skin are eldritch horrors, and he summons them from a different dimension.
I liked him a
I
lot.
wish see, hold on. So real quick for me, spoiler, because I haven't watched season 2 yet. But in the comics, sounded super cool. So I am excited to catch up.
But you find out too in season 1 that Klaus can see him
Yes,
still.
obviously, yeah.
Oh, we didn't even go through all the. Okay, so number 3 is I heard a rumor.
Yeah.
She says I heard a rumor, and then whatever she says happens. Number 4 is Klaus. He can commune with the dead, so he can see the dead.
Conjurer.
Well, they say commune.
Yeah, I'm just.
Well, he doesn't
Related.
conjure.
He doesn't conjure them. Seance. Yeah, he can.
Fair enough. There we go.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
permanent seance.
We're in season
yeah.
1. We're in season 1, bro. He just
Yeah,
communes.
right.
But then you find out that because Ben dies really early on, and they don't really explain how he died.
Yeah, it's a bummer. What a cool character.
But Klaus can still see him.
Mhm.
So Klaus, so you still get to see Ben and develop that relationship with Ben. And then number 5 can move through space and time. So he can like teleport pretty much. He can travel through time. He can stop time.
Luther's really strong, by the way.
Yeah.
I said gorilla grip.
Yeah, but okay.
Yeah.
So you said his pussy real tight.
Well, no,
That's
because
exactly what that mean, bro.
he does turn into a gorilla, but they said he was really strong before that. Nothing that I saw out of him led me to believe that he had super strength. He was just
What do you
tall
mean? At the beginning of during the bank heist scene, he was throwing dudes around.
because he was so tall. He had good leverage. That's
So-
physics.
So you can throw a dude out of the window if you're just tall.
Yeah.
Okay.
But also, I didn't.
He threw a guy out of the bank window, out of the top
Yes.
window. Yeah. So that didn't.
'Cause he's so
that,
tall.
That didn't say. Okay. So what's
If
the
he was
height?
short, he would
What's
have had
the
to throw him
height
out the
at
little
which-
window.
What's the height at which you should be able to throw someone out of a second story window from
It-
the first story?
That height.
What height?
His height.
What is it?
I don't know.
What is it? What is a 13? How tall do you think a 14-year-old boy is?
That 14-year-old boy looked like he was pretty tall.
Taller than you?
Yeah.
I'll have to look up the actor. I'll look that up now.
It's Tom.
No. The kid version of him.
Oh, I don't know that. I don't spend my time looking up kids on the internet.
Oh, see, spicy. You're right.
False. Yeah.
Hey, FBI agent, I'm not gonna. Hey, you're not gonna catch me slipping. No,
Hey,
sir.
Hey, how tall was this kid?
No.
And then number 7 is Vanya.
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 Vanya,
The-
the white
the-
violin.
The Russian girl who came out of her mom in a pool of blood as well. But they
Damn, did they actually explain that that was her?
I just
Very
assumed.
specific.
I just assumed
assumed
because
her
those
name is
people were
Vanya.
Russian and her name is Vanya.
Okay.
They didn't explain it.
I
They
was
might
gonna
have
say, like,
in the
damn, I didn't even
comics.
catch that.
I'll
Okay.
know. I'll know when I.
No,
when they get
I
here.
guess I kind of inferred it just
Yeah.
because they showed so much of that original scene of the
Yeah.
two
I assume
those
so.
people.
Also,
Yeah.
in order to set it up.
But so Vanya, and then as far as you know, when the show starts, she actually has
No ability.
no abilities
Yeah.
whatsoever. She plays the violin all the time. They keep her away from everybody. Then you find out that she can do anything she wants to with her brain and has been snapping babysitters' necks and fucking is the most powerful being on the earth and causes the apocalypse.
Which, spoiler alert, there's an apocalypse.
Yeah, well, there's always an
Yeah,
apocalypse.
there's always an apocalypse.
But that was the point. So really, that's kind of the start of the show, minus the apocalypse part. You don't really know what that is. They have the show start, and then they're all in the mansion after the dad dies, and they're like, "Oh no, dad's dead. He's a piece of shit. Fuck dad." And then all of a sudden, because number 5 ran away when he was 14 because he decided that he was ready to run through time and he could go through time and all this other shit, and he ended up skipping too far forward into the apocalypse. Everybody's already dead. So he's in the apocalypse wandering around for years and years and years. And he ends up bumping into the handler, which is
Shout out the handler.
she's cool. I hate that. What's her name? I don't know what her name is, but she's in Grey's Anatomy. And I hated her in
Yeah,
Grey's Anatomy.
yeah.
Kate Walsh?
Yeah, Kate Walsh.
Kate Walsh.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
like her in many other things. She killed it as the handler. So
Except for, I had a really weird gripe. She wore these elbow long gloves, and they made her arms look very skinny, and it was very off putting.
maybe they were very skinny.
Sure, but they were very off putting. Yep,
Yeah.
that's it.
That's just it.
That's it.
The skinny gloves
That's
made
her
her
power.
off-putting.
That's the take.
That's her power. She was her arms are real skinny.
She doesn't have a power.
That you know of yet. Maybe it's her hands are real skinny.
I know a lot, and I know she doesn't have a power.
Yet.
So number 5's in the apocalypse. He's been fucking a mannequin that he found at a thrift store.
Incredible. One of the best twists.
Yeah, shout out Dolores.
Shout out Dolores. One of the best twists. I also enjoy little touch that I enjoyed. In the future, she only has one arm, a torso, and a head. In the current timeline, she loses all but her arm, torso, and head in that gun scene. So that gives like a time is cyclical kind of feel where
They handled time travel, I think, the best
Real
out
nice.
of anything that
Real
I have watched in a very long time. time travel in almost anything is confusing as fuck, and they have a lot of it because, like I said, number 5 can go through time, so he's in the apocalypse. Then the handler shows up, and she actually works. What do they call it? Like the corporation or the company, or what's the name of the place that they work for?
The consortium? No.
No.
The Coliseum? No.
I think it's just they
It starts with the C.
That's what. Yeah, they basically work for a place that controls and maintains the timeline that's supposed to happen. So
The commission? No.
oh, that sounds closer.
It sounds close.
But they're like, people's free will sucks, and then you see them go through and talk about like the Hindenburg. They're like, oh, this guy didn't show up, and get mad and sabotage it, or he didn't shoot the fuel barrels or whatever. So what happened? And they're like, oh well, we killed the guy who was supposed to safety check stuff, so now it's just going to catch on fire anyway. So there's a set timeline that's supposed to happen, and that timeline you don't deviate from it. They try to maintain that. So they go and get 5. He figures all this shit out, but he also finds out how to go back in time to try to stop the apocalypse from happening, even though the cool time space place says the apocalypse has to happen. It has to happen. It has to happen. It's going to happen. You can't change it. So then that's like episode 3.
Mhm.
This big wormhole opens and number 5 comes back through, but he fucks up the equation that he keeps yelling about. So instead of being a 58-year-old man, he's 13 again, which
Better?
I kind of like.
Better, though, for him? Because imagine coming back to the past
he's throwing a fit
and being
then,
old. Well, yeah, you don't want to be 13. You want to be 21.
That's what I tell. Oh my
Yeah,
god,
that'd be the wave.
That'd be the wave, bro.
I've had so many people tell me, they're like, man, if only I was like 15 again. I'm like, why?
Nah, 21's the move.
I'm like, you can't drive.
Now, you know what? Actually, take it back. I
You
would love to be like 16 just because I want to be like, I just want to do like little kid shit for a little bit.
No. So think about this. All right. It's a little scenario. I know it's completely off
All
topic.
right, yeah, throw it up.
You get to start back at 21, but you get to go like a choose your own adventure, like when you play like a last Walking Dead game, but you play like the second Walking Dead game.
Yeah.
So you have to go back and you don't have a save file, so it lets you pick what choices you would have made. So you go back to 21, but they go, all right, from birth until now, what choices did you make? So you get to be like, yeah, that one. Yeah, that one.
Do I still know? That's the thing, though. He still knows everything.
Yeah.
and
You
he
still know
knew
everything.
58.
Yeah. So like you're playing like so then you get to 21, you click the buttons, boop 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 boop, and you get to start at 21, which is the good age with all the good decisions that you picked. Hopefully, the second time, like, hey, do you want to go to this college that you didn't go to? Sure. Or do you want to not do other things that resulted in bad decisions? Sure. Like you get to, and then at 21 you get to start over. So,
But I
that
know
would be
everything
cool.
I know now.
Yes.
And I'm back in time.
Yes.
So I'm going to invent like Pinterest.
You can't
Not
invent.
Pinterest.
You have to have no. You can't invent something you don't have the knowledge of. You don't have coding knowledge.
No, you don't. You have to have an idea and then you find somebody to code it.
Right, but
Not Pinterest, like
you have to have
Instagram and shit.
seed money.
That was like
you can't just
2014.
start Instagram. You have to have technology or money. Like you have to have the know-how or the money. You can't just go you post pictures on the internet. Like,
Then I'm going to find a bookie who takes it when I say Trump's going to be president in 2016.
Fair.
What's the
That's
odds on
possible.
that?
Now that is something I can see you doing. Yes.
Looking at you, Matt Groening.
Yeah, Matt Groening. Oh, you talking about the Simpsons
Simpson
creator?
nigga, yeah.
Hey,
I know he doing it. I know he did
probably
it.
that is. He is a time traveler.
He's number 5, I bet.
Makes sense.
Oh.
So he doesn't have a
Hey,
name.
we see you.
Just call him
Inbox
Matt.
us, DM us. We'll keep your secret, even though we just put it on the internet.
No, we put
Let
our
me tell
theory out.
everybody,
We put our
nigga.
theory.
You can
out.
put theories out. If you don't know something to be true, you can say whatever
Hey,
you want
fair,
to. We've
fair,
proven
fair,
that.
fair. If you don't want
As
to say
a
that
people,
this is
not
fact,
us. And yeah,
send us a little bit of a little cash app.
a little.
Little cash app. We're not expensive, but for you we are.
So now I
Yeah.
have to add the Simpsons
No,
to my,
yeah,
my
just-
leaflet.
Yes.
You get the billionaire qualifier. You a billionaire? Does
No.
he have that much money?
No.
Millionaire? That's
I
why you
don't
get the
think he-
millionaire qualifier. So like it would normally be like $15.
Did you guys know that only 9%
We need $100,000
of the U.S. population makes over $100,000?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right. Yeah. Because all the
Capitalism.
capitalism.
9% though. It feels like it'd be so much more than.
Nah,
What?
bro.
No,
That's not how
bro.
wealth works.
No.
What? You have
It's
to
The
not-
have,
wage disparity.
you have to have poor people to have rich people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
has to
but
be
like
way more-
$100,000 is like money, but it doesn't seem like money.
Yeah, we're 1%ers, bro. Like, yeah, we're like legitimately like. You can type your income into a website and it'll tell you how rich you are. Yeah, we're actually like
nobody's paying us to do this, and this is my only job, so I'm destitute.
No, you're sure, buddy.
I don't make any money.
That's fair. Okay,
Imagine
but yeah,
being a sugar baby.
we're in
and
the top
complaining.
10. Yeah,
You
we're,
keep saying sugar baby, but that would mean that the person I'm with is
Uh-huh.
fucking old.
Yeah,
No.
we're in the top
What-
10%
what
of
are you
earners
talking
in the
about?
country.
Sugar daddies are old men.
That is
who
your
go-
assumption. It's just a person who gives you money for things.
No,
Doesn't
a
have to be
sugar baby.
Old. You don't have to be.
I could be a
necessarily
trophy
young.
wife. I can't be a
No, you
sugar
can't.
baby.
You have to be attractive to be a trophy wife.
Yeesh.
I'm attracted to somebody.
Shit.
No, sir.
I'm your nigga, but I gotta give you a line, my dog. I gotta let you know. And that was it.
But I don't know. I feel like I look better than I used to.
Well, just because you glowed up a little bit don't mean you
That
know.
is fair. You were a -7 beforehand. Now
Yeah.
you're like a 2. You in there, bro. You
Yeah.
in there, bro.
That's
yeah.
a 9-point swing. That's insane.
Yeah, sure, but you're still low on the totem pole.
Yeah, bro.
You're just great comparatively to your old self. But back to what we're talking about. Go ahead.
Yeah, Umbrella Academy.
A 2?
Yeah, bro.
What you wanted us to be
Absolute
not honest?
garbage.
Yeah, that's
Imagine
crazy.
wanting your friends to lie to you.
Yeah, no,
What
that's
a
what you
I
troll,
don't
want.
want
bro.
y'all to
That's-
lie to me. I've just seen some 2s out there, and they're usually wearing helmets. So I feel like I'm just saying, 2 seems rough, bro.
Wow.
After I saw that whole Helen Keller was a fraud thing that you
It's
made
one of
me
the
watch,
funniest things I've ever seen, dude.
I don't know. Can we talk about it for 1 second?
Sure.
I know it's off.
Sure, dude.
I think
I'm with him.
I'm with him.
I'm with
I
him.
brought it up to Chelsea. Go, hey, I watched something that said Helen Keller is a fraud. And she goes, okay. And I'm just like, no, but really think about it. Like the biggest point he brought up to me was the fact that
She's the only one.
not only that, no, I can accept the only one.
Like an anomaly. Like she's
I can accept a such an outrageous
percentage.
happenstance, right? Because I mean, everything's just random. Everything's just random. Maybe all this.
Okay, real quick before you start this, what is that theory? Why was Helen Keller a fraud? Explain it to the audience.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was trying to get to. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, so I can accept the fact that there would be only one. Well, they say she wasn't actually dumb. She just was deaf and blind, so it never manifested. But she screamed, like she made yelling noises. So I mean, that's not dumb. You can talk. She's not a mute. But the theory behind it was it would be impossible for her to be able to sign fast enough into somebody's hand that they would be able to say the speeches that
At the
she came up
speed.
with.
At talking
At
speed.
that speed.
Yes, I agree with that. Like I've never thought about it.
I never thought about it either.
Tried to then when he said, sound out this sentence letter by letter, and then I simple one. I said, HIHOWYOU. That took like 4 seconds, 5 seconds. There's no way I'd be able to sign those letters in your hand and you say it as fast as you would in normal speech. He's got to be right.
Because you need 2 hands to sign a lot of ASL.
Right.
You need 2 hands.
So she
So
used
was
one
furiously.
hand. She was just tapping the hand of old girl,
Mm-hmm.
and she was speaking at the same rate that a person would speak in. So you're telling me she's able to tap someone so fast
Yeah.
that she's able to get full sentences out at the same speed people can talk in? No, sir.
That is quite the theory.
Yeah.
And they also brought up the fact that she had these very, very well thought out
Political standpoint
political
from
standpoints
someone who couldn't hear or
when
see.
she can't hear or see anything around her.
Mhm.
So how do you even take the time to convey not only the words but the gravity of the words or
She was
the
also
meaning
rich.
behind the words?
She's also rich. So you take the fact that someone's rich, blind, and deaf.
Mhm.
What concerns could they possibly have with the plight of the modern day man? She's not even involved in
They
the
were
world.
rich when
That's what I'm saying. They're
like
rich in
the
the past.
world, yeah,
Right.
they
When
were
the
like
world was poor. The
old
world was
world
poor.
rich.
She was rich. Yeah, they were rich. I completely agree. I'm sold.
So, side note, what's the name of that podcast?
PKA.
PKA. You guys need to go watch that. I'm going to endorse another podcast for once because I did want to go back and watch how he disproved Einstein, but after Helen Keller, I was so shook I don't think I could handle another one. But please go back if anybody has some time. Like a 13-minute clip. We'll go ahead and link it probably in our bio this week on YouTube if anybody's interested. But Helen Keller was a fraud. You can't convince me otherwise now. And if you can actually convince me she wasn't a fraud,
Hey,
you can have whatever
put it in
you
the
want.
comments. Put in the comments if you can convince us of that it's not. Cool. Now back to subject.
Back to the subject. Back to reality.
Oh, there goes gravity.
There.
Which the moon man would not have experienced that much on the moon. Full circle.
He would have experienced it because there would have been less
Some of
gravity.
it.
He would have
That's what
known
I said.
immediately.
Yeah, snap back to it. Yeah. Oh,
Anyway.
he said he would have said, "Oh, there goes gravity," because there's less gravity on.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mom spaghetti. That's all he had to eat was mom spaghetti. Every container he opens, mom spaghetti. Knees weak, mom spaghetti. Anyway, so number 5 comes back and he's like, guys, there's gonna be an apocalypse. We don't know what causes it, but it happens in 8
Who
days.
comes back? Who comes back?
Number 5.
Okay, cool. Just making sure we know.
I thought I said that.
Sure, you said that 5 minutes ago. This chair is so squeaky. Dolphin noise, that whole thing.
But anyway, number 5 comes back. Says there's gonna be apocalypse. They don't know what's gonna happen. It comes back in 8 days, and then it's God damn it, what's her name? What's
one?
Coco's name or whatever?
Who's Coco?
You have Hazel and Coco, or Hazel and
Mary J. Blige.
yeah. I saw her pop
And
up.
it's Cha-Cha.
Oh, Cha-Cha, thank you.
Yeah, I got you.
And I was like, I'm pretty sure I know who this is, and I ended up looking it up. I'm like, that's kind of weird. They make her look really young.
No, she just
No,
looks
she
like
looks
that.
like
White
that.
people look like that.
No.
We don't age.
No.
No.
When I looked her up, they have plenty of pictures where she's definitely on
Well,
the.
yeah, because if you catch somebody slipping,
Oh, she's
you-
slipping.
I can
She's
catch
slipping.
you slipping, and you gonna look
She's-
50.
Do not wait before you say what you're gonna say. Do not say anything negative about the queen.
You
Mary
Oh,
J.
it's nothing
Blige.
negative.
can't do it.
You sound like you're about to say something.
She's in her 60s, bro.
Okay.
and she looks
And she looks
bang.
phenomenal.
She looks great for
She
her
look-
60s, but I'm just
she
saying
looks
there's some
No,
great.
great.
no.
Yeah,
We don't need
that's
the
it.
caveat. She
See?
look good.
White people always try to give you side ass comments.
Yeesh.
Like just be like, hey,
Y'all
you look
just
good for
told
like a
me
60-year-old.
I was a 2.
Yeah, that
That
wasn't
I
a side
used to
comment.
be
We
a
told you directly.
-7.
That's honesty.
Yeah.
And honesty, as Mary J. Blige, looks good at all times.
Yep.
Those are both honest statements.
Well, that's
the
wrong.
sky
I
is
can't-
blue because the light that hits our eyes, like a big pizza pie, is blue. You are now a 2 from -7. Mary J. Blige look good at all times,
Bam.
except for when you catch her slipping.
So then all times automatically becomes not true anymore.
No, I said all times with the caveat, unless you get caught slipping.
You told
Right.
me I can't have a caveat. Why can you have a caveat?
I make the rules.
No, it's a side. No. Underhanded compliments is not a caveat. You can't say she looks great for 60 when she just looks
she
great.
looked great.
Yeah.
Now you get it.
I understood the first time. I'm just saying she looked younger in the show than she.
But that's fair because that's makeup and
Yeah, I'm just saying. I was saying they did a good job.
Yeah, I just
Also, have you guys seen Mindhunter?
no, I have not.
Oh.
What is Mindhunter?
It's also on Netflix. It's about the start of the fuck. It's at the FBI, the behavioral crime unit where they get into the mind of serial killers.
Yeah, because about that lady, and she's like living in
Carol
that bad
Baskins?
apartment. Yeah, she killed her husband, whacked him. No, but she's
Yeah.
living in that bad apartment at the beginning of the show, right?
No,
Are you sure? There's not a
Yeah.
lady in like the 60s.
no,
No, okay, never mind then.
I don't think so.
Different show.
It might. No, I haven't seen it in a while. All I was gonna say is that Hazel he plays God, I'm gonna look up what serial killer he plays. I hate not having Jamie. This is fucking stupid. Jamie,
Yeah,
you
shout out
suck.
Jamie. Shout out Jamie.
Nah, I'm treating him like dicks this week.
You treat him like dicks every week.
You treat him like dicks every week.
No, I treat him the same every week.
No, he plays. Oh, that is true. You do.
Yep.
Um,
But yeah, so you meet Hazel, you meet Cha-Cha. They're a part of the we're gonna call them the
Just call them the Time Lords.
yeah. So they're part of the Time Company or the Time Lords that are responsible upholding the time to continuum or whatever. And they're like, hey, we got to get number 5 because number 5 used to be an agent also. And apparently they pinned the JFK assassination on number 5 because
no. They didn't-
JFK had to die for the timeline to be correct.
No, he was there to make sure nobody stopped Lee Harvey Oswald. That's why he was there. He wasn't there to kill JFK. He was actually there to make sure JFK was assassinated by Lee Harvey Oswald.
Okay. So
Okay.
yeah, no, he on it. So he goes back in time, and that moment he decides, like, you know what, I'm quitting. And then they're like, hey man, you can't quit. And this guy's obviously trying to stop the apocalypse that we have to have happen for the timeline to be correct. So send 2 time assassins go try to take him out. And number 5, since he was an assassin of the time space company, obviously he knows the ins and outs and how he's doing things. And so they try to kill him, and they try different ways and different formats. And along the way, they ended up actually killing this one cop lady that's actually real sweet on number 2.
Yeah, that honestly legitimately
That shocked me.
was one of the most humanizing moments. Like, man, first off, I will say, Diego, what a good like so far. So number 4 is my favorite character of the whole thing.
Klaus.
Easily.
I'm okay.
Easily.
The only thing I'm saying, please just wait till season 2.
Okay,
It
that's
gets.
fine.
I'm just saying.
I will be watching tomorrow.
Everybody
get
gets sexy as fuck
Love to see
in
it.
season 2.
I mean, Klaus is already a sexy dude.
Oh,
Yeah, he's already sexy.
in season 2.
He's already tasty.
Even sexier.
Yeah.
And he gets even better.
That's cool. Yeah. So Diego, so he was my favorite character the whole series, but like combining the fact that he had to basically kill his own mom, and then right after that, the cop lady died.
Decommissioned his mom. His mom is a robot.
His mom's a robot.
So he just kind of unplugged her.
But still, I was like, wow, this is the first
He seemed to be the only one who really genuinely
care for her.
Well, because she helped him with his stutter
yeah.
and stuff when he was a kid. And yeah.
Yeah, like it was a great scene. One of the best scenes in the entire her best series of scenes in the entire first season. I will have to say.
One of my favorite parts about Umbrella Academy is that I think they do a really good job talking about different people and different backgrounds having different problems, whether it be physical or mental or whatever, and kind of like a more humanized way to how it's dealt with. They talk about how and also they talk about how like different people deal with grief, and so whenever I watch a show, I like kind of dissecting what they're trying to present to you and in what way. So I notice like little things like that, or what they're even if it's not necessarily part of the story, just the way that they're going about in certain things. And I really did enjoy. I felt like season 1 they talk about like a lot of how people handle stress and death and how to cope with the loss, especially one that's really great on top of dealing with your day to day. So they obviously came back together because their dad died, or their stepdad, or whatever the fuck you want to call that nigga,
killed himself.
Yeah, whacked him, whacked himself, I guess. Well, I don't want to ruin anything. Anyways, so they talk about how he died, and they had all kind of living a separate life. Number one was by himself on the moon, completing missions apparently, and then it took for him to die for them to come back together as a family. And then as that happened, number 5 comes back and tells them, "Hey, the apocalypse gonna happen. I saw all y'all niggas dead and shit. Blah blah blah. I don't know what happened." So there's so many layers to the story, and I think they do a very eloquent job talking about how to deal with grief, and then also how to deal with like certain problems, different upbringings, and it's really cool how they took 7 people from different part of the world and brought them together, and then they kind of had to kind of figure themselves out. So not only necessarily growing up and figuring out like kind of how you're gonna make it through life, but also like the challenges of like kind of like growing up. When you go to school and like there's people teasing you and shit like that, whatever. They kind of talk about that here and there as you show like the backstory of the kids, and then also shows like what. And especially if you start watching like season 1 and then season 2, you start noticing like things that happened to them as a kid. Since we all know things that happened to them as kids affected them greatly as adults. The different things they carry, different lessons that they learn, and I'm very, very, very impressed with the writing and what they decided to do with the story. And I'm interested to see what the difference is between the show and also the comics when we talk about it next week when D markets the comics.
Yeah. So I'm kind of with Maui on that one, and we're not trying to like rush through this or anything. We just didn't want to jump right in and do a two season kind of recap because there's a lot that gets lost in it. We really do want to give you guys the opportunity to go. And if you haven't seen them, again, they're on Netflix. They're 10 episodes each season. It's pretty bingeable in a week if you don't have work going on because of COVID right now. If you've already seen season 1, if you've already seen season 2, you can kind of hear us talk about it. But it really is interesting, and they do a fantastic job of going through. And the only other thing we haven't really touched on in our quick cap, I guess, this week is the fact that Vanya is the reason the apocalypse happens. She finds out she has powers, and she basically
blows up the moon.
Explodes the moon because she shoots a fucking beam out of her chest. And
so, like I said before about talking about how like things that happen to you as a child affects your adulthood, right? So they have a flashback that shows that actually number 3, I heard a rumor chick actually used the power on her. So like they found out that she had powers, whatever, and then like the
their dad,
Reginald,
yeah, Mr.
Reginald
Hargreaves.
Reginald Hargreaves.
Hargreaves, there we go. He's like, you got too much power, bitch, and you can't handle it. So I ain't got time for you. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you
Violin.
I'm a, not even that. He was like, I'm gonna give you some fucking antidepressants, keep you even, and also I'm gonna help you forget that you had power. So I have a rumor chick went up to her. They have like a quick cut scene. It's pretty much just like, hey, I heard a rumor that you think you're ordinary. So all this time she's like, I'm just a regular ass nigga. Like that's just how she was kind of programmed. Like I'm just regular as fuck. And like it affected her mental like state because like, hey, I have all my brothers and sisters are so great and amazing. They're treated like such like in such high regard. And I'm treated like I'm just a nobody and I don't exist, or I'm always like teased or pushed or bullied and stuff like that. And then for it to all kind of unfold and it's a blow up, right? Like how the fuck do you guys like? Didn't you give me a chance? So they talk about how Mr. Hargis pretty much saw her as a ticking time bomb, and instead of trying to like help her and kind of nurture her and try to help her with her different abilities or something, her challenges, he was like, nope, I'm gonna give you some pills. I'm gonna tell you fucking don't remember shit, and that's how we keep moving because it's just you're far too dangerous to be able to handle, and I took that as like, and it's just me personally, but one of the things so I used to work with kids a lot, right? So you guys used to work with high school students.
With the robots?
Yeah, with the robots.
Hey.
You used to work with kids?
I did used to work with kids.
With them robots.
But I see a lot of people go really quick with medication and stuff like that, and there's some people that actually have like, different things that they need to be able to function better. It takes a little bit more work. And when you have somebody just so quick to like, hey, just give them a pill and have them shut the fuck up. And that's kind of how I took that, right? Instead of kind of nurturing this person that's different, they thought that it'd be easier to just like, oh, we're just gonna suppress that. We're gonna give you some pills. We're gonna give you numbed up, and you're gonna keep it moving. When if they would have, and I get it, right? He was like, hey, I don't have time for this, that, whatever. But it's a child.
I don't know if it was that part of it. I think it was he couldn't use it in his superhero academy on TV.
No, I kind of agree exactly with so one of the things I was saying, two things.
I think he was afraid of it, but I think he couldn't market it the same way he did the other kids.
No. Remember, he wasn't trying to market. So first off, why have the rumor chick go, hey, suppress your power, instead of saying, I had a rumor that you could control your power? What a fucking dumb thing not to do.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Right? But secondly, yeah, that's exactly what I thought. Like, it's one of those things where I said, well, okay, so she's got this ability, which I get it's hard to handle.
Magnificent also.
Incredible, yeah.
Low key, like
it's obviously easily the best ability. Second best ability. The ability to be able to go back in time and to jump through space is the best ability. But so you've got this ability that can do pretty much anything once you put your mind to whatever. Sure, you can't control it, but if you've got a person whose main ability is to essentially alter reality with her words
or hypnosis or whatnot,
right? So basically, you could be like, "Hey, you're going."
Well, no,
I heard a
she
rumor.
can blow people's heads up with it.
Yeah,
no, right? So I heard a rumor. You need to calm down. So every time she can't control it, boom. Like, what you telling me? What a genius! What a billionaire genius! He couldn't realize such a simple thing where, like, he was so distracted by the fact he couldn't immediately control, which may be a character thing that may develop, right? But which is a good thing to what you said before.
Yeah.
How people are so quick to being like, damn, I can't control this kid immediately. Medication. So sure, if you want to use that as an analogy to, to real life. But yeah, what a terrible parent! Not only terrible parent, what a stupid idiot to not utilize. I just realized this right now. I'm literally sitting right here.
Right.
After 3 seconds of thinking,
you have the world's greatest therapist right next to him.
Right next to him. Couldn't use him. Couldn't use him effectively.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like what? Yeah.
Go on a crime scene and tell those bad guys you had a rumor that their heads exploded, but do not help your sister.
Right. What?
Do not make her a more valuable asset to the team.
Right. What a incredible. Incredibly bad parenting skills.
Side note, I'm pretty convinced that I have to be related to Ellen Page somehow because we've got the same forehead.
Oh, hold on.
I was gonna say that before you even said it.
One of the funniest
funniest
things I was watching it. I was literally watching the show. I was like, man, Ellen, I get it. You're a millionaire and you're going for a quirky indie girl, but bangs are fine. Like bangs are fine. I get that they're not in style, but we will make an exception.
Was she in Juno also? She Juno?
Nigga, she was. Yeah, she's Juno.
All right, cool.
She
wasn't in Juno.
This is the first role where I think she played her age ever. She's finally starting to look 33. She looked like 14 forever.
If it helps, I thought she was like 40.
I thought
40.
Right?
Yeah,
no, I thought she was like 40 something too, which is why it was a bigger deal because of Juno.
Yeah.
Michael Cera is like right around that age when he played. Like he's a couple years older.
Right.
And then I was like, they got some like 25-year-old bitch to play like the teenager. And then I looked it up and she is 33, 34.
She's 33
Shout
now.
out Ellen
Yeah.
Page.
Hey, yeah. Shout
So
out
she
Ellen
plays
Page.
her age, but I'm pretty sure we're related somehow because her
That
it's
thing
worse.
is
It's
astronomical.
worse than mine.
Yeah.
But
I don't know, bro.
no,
No, it is.
she doesn't
So-
even have the side hair. Like I got these little triangles of hair right here on the side. She literally has a whole like
Straight drive-in
a
theater.
whole fucking almost. It's like the George Costanza, but only on the
Yeah,
forehead.
yeah. It's huge. It's in there.
It's insane.
Yeah. That no wonder they were like, yeah, you've got to play the psychic. You've got enough head for it. Like, Mega Mind, you got this. Like, you know, I get
Oh,
it.
Mega Mind
Oh,
head
Mega
ass.
Mind head ass. Like, yeah.
Fucking
It's fine.
Magneto looking ass
Right.
bitch.
I get it. I get it.
I'm gonna say Charles, but it still worked. The nigga bald
I
too.
get it,
Then
yeah.
Magneto ain't bald. Hold on, man. I'm tripping, bro.
Yeah, you thinking of Charles, but
Yeah, I'm
it's
thinking of
fine.
Charles. Get out of my
Get
head,
out of my
Charles.
head, Charles. Get out of my head, Ellen. It's fine. I get it.
But and we didn't spoil everything. We talked about some big chunks, and there's still quite a few things in the show worth watching, or you can just take what we said and understand that you should watch, I don't know, the last 10 seconds of the last episode so you can get ready for season 2 if you decide you don't want to
Honestly, you
watch
should watch
season
the
1.
entire thing because
You should. It's phenomenal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's one. It's so I will say this: watching the first 2 episodes, and I think I know exactly the problem. Luther is featured so prominently in the first 2 episodes, and what a boring character. I
Yeah.
get that. So
also
I
he
get-
got mixed with monkey DNA because he got fucked up on the moon.
no. So right,
doesn't
in the,
make
so in
him
the comic
any-
he gets so in the comic
We
book,
just forgot to.
in the comic his head gets removed and puts on it. It gets put on an ape body. So in the comic he has an ape's body and a man's head. So I guess they didn't want to put that in the show, so he just has a big hairy body, which is hilarious.
He only has
gorilla
a big
grip.
hairy torso. His
Torso.
legs are
His
the
legs
same
fine,
size.
but his shoes grew. His feet grew apparently. So she says like, well, you know, who wears the shoes? You know.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I guess they did have to change that because it would be less marketable to have a guy with an ape body. I would have preferred to see a guy with an ape body. But yeah,
Then it's
so,
just like Planet of the Apes
Right.
and
but what a-
Caesar and all
I
that.
feel like they did. I've got to read the comic because I got to see if they did more justice to the character in the comic because I feel like they underutilized. Imagine a leader like the Red Ranger with a bunch of mental issues. That sounds really good. But they
Well, on the flip side too, I'm glad you said
I
that.
liked that they did that though because he always saw himself as the alpha, and then he really just he doubted himself so much, but he put in a role. Right? Is that what you're gonna say, or no?
Well, not even that. Well, I like the fact that they humanized him, right? Is it so he goes? What I took from number 1 is that he goes from being a person that he's supposed to be the leader, he's supposed to be the guy that has his shit together, and he has so much self responsibility, right? He has like a lot of like, hey, I'm supposed to be the guy, I'm supposed to be the leader, I'm supposed to round up these troops and these kids and whatnot, and they don't necessarily say it, but it comes across that he's never necessarily really been a good leader because of his lack of communication and also his daddy issues that they talk about or they heavily imply.
And that he wants to fuck his sister.
no.
Oh,
I
I know they're not biological. I just want
related.
to
That's
throw it in.
Right, fair.
yeah, they're
but
not like you.
I
They don't
will
want to
say
fuck their siblings.
that is super fair.
They are
Fair.
adopted.
But I will say
You wanted to fuck your sibling,
no,
No,
not
he
me.
would. He
No,
would
no,
in
no.
a he would no. He said he would in a
I said I would rather be a virgin than ever fuck my
Nah,
sibling.
you said
Nah.
you definitely want
You
to fuck.
said
We
your
you
sibling.
have it
I heard
on
it.
tape.
Sure.
Yeah, and I
Run
heard
it
it.
back.
You
And
said, "Hey, I
put
want
the
to
clip
fuck
in and it
my
says trying to
sibling
fuck me
for free right
Okay.
now." That's what you said.
All right, no,
Sure.
I'll throw
That's
throw
fair.
that in there.
Yeah.
but edit it so it makes me win.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'd say one of the scenes that I had a problem with, but not because like so on that note where it's like I was trying to fuck his sister, but like one of the scenes I had a kind of a problem with was when she was like, "Hey, Luther Hargreaves, would you like to dance?" And I'm like, that would be weird because he would probably have to reply, "Sure, Allison Hargreaves, I'd like to dance."
Hey.
Right before he clapped them cheeks, and I'm like, I mean, I've seen enough hentai where this is fine.
Yeah.
This is fine.
Yeah. Let's go.
But like for the average American audience who isn't as versed in that,
My
thing.
favorite part is that. So he had his like mental health issue and he was freaking out and he because his dad pretty much he's under the assumption that his dad just sent him up there to fucking
die
just
to rot.
pretty much like
Yeah.
just go on
No,
a
to
fucking
get him
moon.
out of his hair because he didn't know how to deal with him,
Right.
Right. So that's what he thought.
which is what he did. No, that's what he did.
That's what he did.
It's not thought. That's exactly what he did.
Season 1. That's what he did.
Season 2, that's what he did.
Oh, I don't know that yet, so I can't
It's cool.
speak on that.
But anyways, as he figures that out, whatever, and he's going to like his mental duress, he's like, I'm just gonna get really fucking high, drunk, go and rave out, and then has a one night stand with a raver. But my thing is like, man, she was like, "Hey, I see you, gorilla boy. Let me get some of that shit, bro. I'm gonna
Need
get that
that.
monkey dick."
She
Let's
thought
go.
she thought he was a furry.
Yeah, even better.
That's
Let's
the
go.
that's the funnier part though. She
Hilarious.
thought he was a furry. So not only did he get gorilla gripped for once,
I
Hey,
don't think he got that gorilla grip, bro. I
did you
think-
see his face when Klaus brought it up though? He got gorilla'd something.
That's fair.
Something got gripped. And the fact that he didn't absolutely. So you're telling me right now that a man who's literally almost all chimpanzee, who I've seen a chimp rip
the
a
neck
woman's
down, neck
face
down.
off, right?
No. From the neck to dick.
Yeah.
Hopefully he didn't
Gorilla
get the
schmeat.
schmeat.
Let's
Hopefully
go.
he did not get
Oh,
the
no,
gorilla
yeah, gorillas
schmeat.
don't
Hold on,
have schmeat.
anyways.
Gorillas have no schmeat.
Yeah. So he had it to his hips. He still had Luther's, right? But it doesn't matter. You're telling me that he's never fucked before. He's a virgin. He is out of his mind on drugs, and he did not smash that bitch into oblivion.
Maybe he did.
No, yeah. She took the reins, bro. She was
No,
like, don't worry.
like actually didn't murder her.
Yeah, kill her. Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
That chimpanzee in Florida ripped a woman's face off, and it wasn't even on drugs.
Yeah. But
Luther was on drugs and fucking for the first time.
Yeah, you love to see it. My man was giving her a finger blasting the fuck out of them giant fucking gorilla fingers. I was like, let's go, bro. I need the Rule 34 on Luther finger blasting the raver chick. Let's
Be
go.
like, hey, I can only take 3 fingers, and he's like, ooh,
No.
have I got 3 fingers for you?
Yeah.
You said 3?
I got a 3-finger rule.
Yeah. But yeah, if you got that Rule 34 on Luther and the raver chick, hit my DMs.
Hit the DMs. They open.
But yeah, overall the show was great. If you guys had to give it a quick rating, what would you guys give it? This first season.
I mean, honestly, man, other than a couple little story issues, which typically you can tell that there's some continuity issues going from a comic book to a TV show. A. B. The time travel aspect of it, they handled phenomenally. So, I mean, honestly, for me, bro, I didn't think I was going to enjoy it as much as I did. I've got to say, I'm going to say a 9.5 schmeat.
Ooh, okay.
That's a lot of schmeat.
It is, but I mean, but no joke. I mean, from start to finish, and I know when we talked about getting ready to do a season 2 recap, because obviously Umbrella Academy is dope, and a lot of people like talking about it, and we like interacting with our fans and shit. I didn't know if I'd be able to do it, and I watched both seasons in 3 days. So I mean, it's very well acted. There's a lot of,
Except Luther, I can't stand him.
that's how that guy acts, though, I guess.
Yeah,
And
well,
so
I
I've seen
didn't
him.
like it.
Yeah, but okay, that's
He has
fair.
a dope face.
Yeah, I mean, he does, but I also think the proportions fucked him up at first too. Like he looked, I didn't understand. I didn't know he's part monkey, and then all of a sudden, when his shirt got ripped off and he was still furry, I was like,
Yeah.
"Is he a fucking werewolf? Like, what the fuck happened to this dude?" But I thought it was well acted. I thought it was well thought out. I think Gerard Way did a very good job developing a world in which this shit made sense, because it's very hard.
Shout out to nigga 30 Seconds to Mars.
I can't even. I was gonna sing the
that's the Joker joke. I didn't understand
That's
it first.
good.
Bro,
Full circle.
That's real good.
That's good lore.
Jared Leto was the Joker, but it's really
Chekhov's
MCR.
gun. Love to
God
see it.
Damn.
Wow.
Oh, that's an even fuller circle, though.
Wow.
So who gets credit? No, I have the button now. I have the button, so we can just anytime.
Wow.
Wow.
But yes.
Wow. So 9.5 schmeats. I'd say 10, but obviously this is America, so it got clipped. So 9.5, not 10.
Okay, got that. Yeah, Ray J. Okay, cool. Now you, D-Mark?
That Ray J.
6 out of 10 schmeats.
Oh, okay. Reggie boy. Yeah.
No,
I
no,
have
no.
a
Ignore the
big-
comic part. You don't
No,
know anything
that's
about the.
what
Okay,
So why are you giving it a
I have
national
a-
average?
So what?
It's 6, right?
that's not our national average, just so you know.
But yeah, so in general, so when I'm watching a show, even if I didn't know that the show had a comic element, the same problem I had with when we were discussing about the Killing Joke,
Mm-hmm.
I have a big problem where they leave out key information for the sake of. This is gonna sound dumb because obviously you can't control how this is portrayed, but when I'm watching a show and they're leaving out, like, so imagine this: you're watching a show where it's like, "There's no time to explain," and you're like, "Okay, but we have to drive there." You could just explain it on the drive over, but they say no time. Then they skip to where they got to the new place, and he did nothing to explain it, even though he would have had an entire car drive. I hate when they don't explain key instances of things. So like, key
Well,
scene,
I think that was
key scene.
developmental.
Hold on.
Okay, sorry.
Key scene. So the seance. So instead of saying I am high all the time because I constantly see dead people, he just lets his and even if he doesn't it's inferred if you're watching the show that no one understands that he gets high because he sees dead people constantly. They just assume he's a drug addict. what a fucking stupid way to portray something when he could, even if you haven't seen him in 10 years, 20 years, if you understand, and again, I'm inferring because I am a person. If you had the ability, like if you had a specific ability where you just hear screams 24 hours a day, and I'm like, dude, why are you always drunk? You're like, cause like I hear screams 24 hours a day. Oh, that's right, that makes sense. Instead of me going, hey, you alcoholic, no, I'd be like, oh my god, I couldn't imagine what it's like to hear scream. And that's just one example, but there's a lot of things in this show where they leave out key exposition for the sake of story. One of the biggest problems I have in a show is when they leave out key descriptions in order to advance the plot. So like when it's like when someone doesn't check under the bed and the main character is under the bed, for the simple fact that if they checked under the bed, the main character would die. I have a big problem with that because like I'm like, well, why would you check everywhere but the one spot? Like who checks the clothes basket but not under the bed for a person? Like, you know, so in this show they did that a couple. So like, hey, why didn't you tell us it was the end of the world? You would have understood. No, you never tried to explain it. What a stupid thing to do. Like, what a dumb thing to do to know you have 8 days until the end of the world and only explain to the dumbest person that you have on your team. You can't even, there's no way.
No, he told Vanya too. He told Vanya and then she acted like he was dumb.
Again.
And then Klaus.
One person he told. So he's like, Vanya, I'm going to tell you.
And then he told Klaus.
Sure, he told Klaus after he needed him to do something days later. If you've got information like that, you tell everyone, you let everyone figure out what they're going to do, and you go from there. He's never established that like, oh, I can't tell you because it'll ruin the space-time continuum. Sure, give me a MacGuffin. Give me something that, give me a premise to where you're like, I can't tell you or this will happen. And I'm like, okay, that's stupid, but at least you're operating within rules that make sense. This show doesn't use parameters like that. It just says, this isn't important because...
I disagree with that because with Klaus,
yeah,
they were tortured as kids.
Sure.
So he sees it as a weakness if he admits that he's a drug addict because of his power.
So for him... How he has no problem with any other vices. He spends his entire life as a vice. He has no problem.
Right, but explaining
girls' clothes.
But I'm just saying for him, being quirky is one thing, but admitting that your power is too much for you, so you have to get high, so you don't actually use it. They were traumatized as children, right? They were traumatized into this is what you have to do. This is what you have to do. He didn't like doing it. He didn't like seeing dead people. He doesn't want to see dead people. It scared the shit out of him.
So you're saying none of his family could infer that? Nobody could infer something like that?
I mean, maybe, but you're telling me that there's people out there that don't hide demons and use other things and people don't know.
Nobody else has powers. I'm talking in the confines of the show, not
it's
in
the
confines
same as having PTSD. Though.
That's what I'm saying. I think in the confines of the show, it was done very well.
So if you've got, so we have friends who have been in the military. You never go like, that person might be sad because of the military. You never said that. You never thought that, even if you've never been told that. Which is fine if you say yes, but I don't believe that. I don't believe you've ever gone like, maybe the military fucked the guy up.
Sure, but I'm just saying the family, if he'd been doing it for so long, right? I'm saying I think that was purposeful. I don't think the number 5 thing, I think that was he was 58, so he's like, I'm 30 years older than all these people. They're stupider than me. I don't have time to explain. The same way old people treat young people now. They don't want to tell you anything. They want you to blindly listen to what they say and expect you to act. They don't want to give you an explanation. They just want to say, this is how it's done. Trust me, I know more than you. This is what we're doing. And you're like, why? And they're like, we don't have time for why.
That's cool.
Like, that actually happens in life, though.
That's cool. That's a personal experience. I have never been in a situation like that. I've never been in a situation where it's meant. I've never been in a situation where I'm like, hey, I could easily explain this to you. Or I could attempt to explain it, and then you could be wrong. If you explain something and someone's wrong, that's different. But I don't think I've ever personally been in a situation where I'm like, hey, why am I doing this thing? And the answer, first off, they never ask. Like, they rarely ask. But I've never been in a situation where I'm like, hey, why are you doing this thing? And someone's been like, oh, I'm going to let you figure it out. And then you tell me later when you've got it.
Okay, fair enough.
Right,
I guess
so I'm saying it's a personal experience thing.
No, then
so
that's fair. I like those things.
Right,
but to me, that would be a differentiating point.
I have a problem when plot is progressed due to
inadequacy,
incompetence.
I do too. I just thought in this particularly that they did a good job of showing the old brain versus young brain and what hiding things look like. Because I think Klaus was more ready to say, hey, I'm addicted to drugs, than he was willing to admit that he was afraid of his own power. So for me watching that, it made sense. Me watching... Right, but I'm just saying that's right. It's just interesting.
But I just meant like he has even if you, I don't care how dysfunctional your family is.
Yeah,
agreed. You know, if you can tell there's a human empathy where if you're like,
I can say for a fact that I've had an instance in my family where we literally had something like this happen a few years ago. We had no idea.
Must be white people things. I don't know.
I don't know if it's white people things. I think sometimes
kidding.
people who go through
I'm
shit
just fucking
act.
with you.
Oh,
I'm just
okay.
fucking with you on that.
But I'm
I'm
just saying, I
just
think
troll.
some people are
Yeah.
good at hiding their
Sure.
demons,
Like maybe,
and I thought that was a really.
unless
I
their power
like-
is literal demons. Like it's
Well, other people can't see them. So
Well, sure, but hold on. But like, it would be different if you. But that's fair. Like I'm sure we all have things that we're dealing with that we don't tell each other, and that's that.
and you can know somebody like as far as they know, Klaus just doesn't use his power because he doesn't need it. It's almost a
Sure.
useless power.
It's fair. It's well, except for the fact that he can talk to.
No,
like,
but they don't know those things. He doesn't even tell them that he sees Ben or anybody. He doesn't really even talk about it.
Fair. That's true.
He just says, for all they
And
know,
agreed.
he can shut it off.
Right, and so we have omnipotence in this respect. So sure, but so that's a trickier part for me to be able to handle. It's hard.
Oh, it's
for me
fair.
to
I just
watch
think it's
show-
interesting
right.
to see.
It's hard for me to watch shows without omnipotent. I'm fine if they never explain something to me. Like I would actually prefer a show where I don't know everything. Like, it'd be great if they showed me a show from one person's perspective
That would be
and
great.
never let me see any extra nonsense. So I don't know what to expect because
Until you
sure,
know.
right? Until he would know or she would know. Because when you see something, you're like, well, that's fucking stupid that you didn't realize, and you're like, well, is it stupid because I already know, or is it stupid because it's stupid and I haven't had a chance to put that to the test? In any respect. So, but in
Do
general,
you not watch POV porn?
yeah, but in POV porn, I can infer. Like that's a bad example because like literally when she's like, oh no, I can't deliver this pizza, and you're like, wow, you're like, oh, I can't deliver this pizza, and you're like, oh, you don't suck his dick for some
but I
pizza.
can deliver this dick.
Right, but he's like, oh, I can deliver some dick for the pizza.
I've
It's
got
easy,
some
easy
spicy
peasy.
Italian sausage.
Right, that only serves to further my point. But in general, yeah. So I mean, I'll give it a 6 out of 10 just because I have my own personal bias. I have a problem with suspending my disbelief when clearly blatant errors are made. But that's only on my personal experience. But the problem is, I'd give it like an
Would
8.
you-
But the show
to watch. If somebody
for,
said,
for a watch, for like if I was recommending, if somebody's like, hey, is this worth watching? Of course. Like if you're saying like if I'm dissecting it and giving it a rating 6 out of 10, if someone says, is this enjoyable? What would you give it on pure enjoyment? Like if I were Jamie, who only watches shows based upon how much he enjoys them, not how much they challenge him or how well the
Perfect.
story's
Yep.
done, 10 out of 10. Sure. Great
Okay.
season.
because that's how I looked at
Yeah.
it right now
Right.
when he
You
asked
got
that question.
DBZ nigga brain. Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like he unironically thinks Super has good stories. So that if I were talking on that level, 10 out of 10.
So the point is that it's a thinker. There's a lot of stuff to look at.
But
Now
if you
it's-
critically think about it, I always dissect things on how well you can.
I usually do
they-
too, and
they
I
hold
think-
up under critical dissection.
I think that's why I was asking you
Yeah.
a little bit because I don't disagree with what you were saying. I just interpreted it differently, which didn't give me that lack of that feel of. It's the same thing like Harry Potter, and I say this all the time. They have that fucking basin where you can go and see anybody's memories. Why didn't they just go look at everyone's memories for everything when they're like, "Did you murder all these people, Sirius Black?" And he's like, "No," and they're like, "But other people said you did." Why didn't they go get his memory? And they're like, Harry, Sirius Black is a criminal. Snape said so. And they're like, why didn't they get his fucking memory? Like, it's just like one of those things that ruins big chunks of pop culture for me because I'm like, why didn't nobody? You have legilimens. You can stare and read somebody's brain if they're really tired or whatever. Why did you guys not do this? Why did you not see what they saw when
And
you could have?
and that's
and it
the
would've
exact
been
problem that I have.
Harry meets his godfather. That's what book 3 would have been, and then there would have been no book 4,
Right.
5, 6, and 7.
Yeah.
It would have just been Harry lives with his godfather, and then I get it because it
They've got truth
makes for a
serums
really
and everywhere you
fun
go.
story,
Yeah.
and I love Harry Potter, and I overlook it because I love it so
Right.
much. But it makes me mad every time I think
They
about it.
have
I'm like,
truth serums, and they never ask any of the
They
teachers,
don't ask.
and they never ask any of the dark arts teachers. Hey, are you cooling with Voldemort? Like, yeah, he on the back of my head. Cool, like done, solved.
yeah,
They
it's just,
never do that.
or Lucius Malfoy for that matter. They're like, no, this motherfucker. And I almost
Yeah.
live streamed it again.
Right.
They're like, this motherfucker fucking he's not a Death Eater when all they had to do was drop fucking Veritaserum in there and be like, you Death Eater? He'd be like, day one, motherfucker,
Yeah.
I got all you
Right.
this whole time. And it's like,
Yeah,
okay,
see, so
I
that's
get
the
it.
problem.
So
I
usually,
have.
usually I do, and that tracks for me.
Mhm.
That's why I think this was so interesting.
Yep.
All right, we're
Mal, where you
we're
at?
gonna end this on
No, Mel, where you at?
on a big way.
No. We ain't yet. No, we ain't ending it yet. Mel, where
No,
you
I
at?
said on. I did the thingy.
They can't see.
Or I
There's no
did the-
video.
I did so
There's
good.
no video.
I would give it a 10 out of 10. I think
Okay.
they did a really well. I'm sorry, no, not 10 out of 10. 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. What?
But you know what?
9
You
out of 10.
felt the
What?
10 out of 10. You felt
9 out of 10 Schmeat.
you felt the 10
Schmeats.
out of 10 Schmeat on that.
Yeah, I did. But I forgot that I really don't like Luther, so I can't give it a perfect if I
Fair,
don't like
fair,
Luther.
right?
What if you find out he's still got man dick and not chimp dick?
I'd give it an 8 out of 10.
What? Wait, why
You want him to have a chimp
Yeah,
dick?
What
yeah.
up, Chip Dick?
I need
Dude, monkeys literally have no dicks.
They got
Full
sh-
send on
they got-
the gorilla dick.
They got small schmeats and only last 30 seconds.
Yeah, I need that.
Also, shout out to all the female
When you're
gorillas
full-
out there faking it
Which-
for the olive gorilla
Which
kind,
think about
bro.
the fact that their forearms are bigger than anybody, and you're like, how'd your forearms get so big if you ain't touching
Right, if
yourself
you ain't
all the
schmeating.
time?
Yeah.
That's maybe from the poop
Shout out
throwing.
gorilla women.
Shout out.
Gorilla women.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they faking it, bro. Like, imagine that.
Not female gorillas, gorilla women.
Gorilla women. What are you talking about, bro? Women don't like to be called females. I'm assuming that extends to gorillas.
Oh. Okay.
That being said, guys, it's been a fantastic episode. Hopefully, you guys enjoy what you listen. Again, if you have not watched Umbrella Academy, it is available on Netflix. Just go on Netflix, check it out. Or I don't know if it's on any other streaming platform, to be honest. And then also, if you have some time, check us out on our YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all that. It's When Awesome Collides, all one word, except the first E in awesome is a 3. And then the only thing that's different is the Twitter. It is WA3C tweets. Follow us, let us know we're doing a good job, because ultimately we do this for you. And if you guys aren't having a good time, if you guys aren't enjoying it, then we're just talking to nothing. So it's been real. It's been your boy Maui here with X and D Mark, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Maui beats.
Roll the outro.
Woolly Beats.
Woolly beats.